To begin, take your hands like so and place them around your waistband. And you can watch me for the first couple of reps. We're doing transverse abdominal breathing. It looks like this. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now what we're doing here is allowing the transverse abdominal muscles, which run like corset muscles around your waistband this way. They're responsible for creating a tight waistline. We feel them expand on the inhale, and then we feel them shrink down to size as small as we can make them on the exhale. Here you really want to expel all of the old stale air out of your lungs. Feel your diaphragm press up against the base of your lungs, and this allows you to pull that waistline in as tight as you can get it. Okay? So we use our fingers here as touch therapy to really make sure that just to connect your mind and your body so that you can feel those transverse abdominal muscles. And now let's do it together. Inhale. Feel the transverse abdominals expand, and then exhale. Make that waistline as small as you can get it. Now again, inhale, go again, and I'm going to show you from another side. And then exhale. Now that you can see me from a side view, you'll notice that when I exhale, my tailbone tucks under slightly. That's because I'm pulling the pelvic floor up, and it helps me bring all of the intercostal muscles together, transverse abdominal muscles drawing in, pelvic floor drawing up to create a lock in the pelvic region. So here we go again. Inhale, pressing into the fingertips. And exhale. Again, inhale. Fill the lungs to the max capacity. Keep breathing in, taking small sips of air. And then exhale. Pelvic floor draws up. Transverse abdominals draw in. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Tucking your tailbone under slightly. And expelling all the old stale air. Nice job. This is the primary movement of this program, and it's the first movement you want to do for all postpartum moms. Right after you have baby, you want to start trying to find these muscles again. And while your body is resettling after having baby, you want to help them find the right place, again, by using this breathing technique to draw your abdominal wall closer together and your pelvic floor up. All right, so next I want to talk about how you're going to breathe throughout the exercises that we're about to go through. You want to make a ha sound so that the air travels up through the back of your throat, not a hiss, a s, or whatever else sounds. Woohoo! I hear all kinds of breathing sounds coming out from you guys. But what we want is the true ha, the H-A, ha. Now when I say ha, what happens naturally is that my jaw opens, and that allows for the air to have a natural passageway out through the back of my throat. So again, when we try to find those intercostal muscles, it all comes down to breath and breathing technique. So some of the times I'll cue you to breathe in and out through your nose, which is a calming way of breathing. This can lower cortisol and stress in your body. But for the intention of these movements, where we're trying to allocate the intercostal muscles, I want you to use the ha exhale breath. Okay, so let's try it together. Inhale through the nose. And then say ha. Like you're trying to fog up your bathroom mirror. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale, say, nice job. Let's take all of this to the mat. Lie down on your back. And here, you're going to start with a natural lumbar curve, but we are going to get rid of that by tucking your tailbone under and pressing your thoracic spine deeply into the ground. Now, take a look at where your feet are and your knees. Make sure they're in line with your hips. So my knees aren't out like so. Instead, everything is in a straight line. We've got some perfection and geometry going on here. On an inhale breath, tuck your tailbone out, push it out, and then exhale, draw it in. Inhale, push it out. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale. Exhale, draw it in and hold. Here, as you continually exhale, I want you to feel the abdominal wall, pull your rib cage closer to your hip bones. Feel that contraction happen. And now try to maintain the tailbone tuck position as you lift up into hip bridge. Don't allow the tailbone tuck position to become undone. Don't worry about how high you can get for now. Although I want you to feel your inner thighs spiraling up toward the ceiling. It's hard to find them and turn them on. Your glutes want to take over here, your hamstrings want to take over here, but let those inner thighs work too. Again, maintaining the tailbone tuck position. Exhaling and drawing rib cage to your hips. Nice job. Come high onto your heels and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Find each vertebrae. Feel it hit the mat. Tailbone, and then heels are last. Nice job. Windshield wiper your knees back and forth. Now, hollow holds. We're in our beginning position, but tuck your tailbone under, pressing your thoracic spine into the ground. Eventually, your whole spine from cervical to lumbar should be lying flat on the ground. All right? Now walk your legs together, big toes together, knees together, inner thighs together. Extend that left leg and hold onto the calf. Bring your upper body up and breathe. Here, I'm continually compressing my shoulders down into my waistband. Continually drawing my rib cage toward my hips. You're using your bicep strength and the strength of your legs as leverage to pull. Connecting all the muscles between shoulders and hips. Again, your shoulders are drawing down your back. Last breath. Good. Lie back. And right leg comes up. You lace your fingers behind your calf. And exhale, draw in. Try to find Uddiyana Bandha. That's the lowest place in your belly that you can find. Exhale, draw in. Are you pressing up against your abdominal wall? Make sure you're drawing in. A lot of people have a tendency to press out. Here you want to draw in. Pelvic floor pulls up, Uddiyana Bandha draws in. It's almost like they're meeting right behind your pubic bone. If you are freshly postpartum, you can place your leg down. You might not be able to find Uddiyana Bandha. Please have grace on yourself. Be easy on yourself. Give your body time to heal. It's going to take time for the nervous system to connect again, particularly after a C-section, but that doesn't even have to be the case after natural birth too. It takes time to find Uddiyana Bandha. All right, windshield wiper your legs back and forth again. Good, this should feel good. And then inhale, lift your hips, exhale, drop your hips on your arms. Lift your legs up straight. Keep your toes pointed, inner thighs squeezing together. Feel your femur bones in your hip socket rotate around and in, like they're coming together behind, or coming toward one another. And from here, we'll do leg lifts, okay?
So lowering down slowly and then bringing it up. Try to feel your inner thighs contract and help you bring your legs up each time you do. Now, you can see my arms have wandered out from underneath my booty. That's okay. If you need the extra support, particularly when you're freshly postpartum, you can place your hands back down underneath your hips. And here you can see I've got all my toes stretched out. That's good too. Helps you find all the muscles in your legs. Remember, your quads are connected to, or are connected to your big toes. They help control what the quads are doing. So turning each toe on helps contract the muscles in your legs. Make sure your foot is tight and not flopping. Last one here. Nice job. Okay, feet back on the ground. Now, if you have socks on, this is going to work best. But if not, and if you're like me, it's okay. Here, we're going to keep our heel just sliding up against the ground. Push it out. And then pull it back in. Try to keep it as close to the ground as possible. Pushing out the opposite leg next. Push it out, slide it out, slide it out, slide it out. Try to maintain contact with the floor. And I'm maintaining that tailbone tuck position the entire time, guys. You see this? So I'm not allowing this to happen, no rounding. Instead, remaining tucked under. Now, if taking your leg out to full extension while you're scrubbing the floor, this is one way to think of it, scrub that floor with your heel, then you don't have to go to full extension. Keep that extension halfway. Last one right here. Good. All right, feet hip distance apart. And we are going to go from the beginning with tailbone tucks. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, push it out. Inhale, tailbone tuck under. Exhale, push it out. Inhale, draw it under, and hold. Exhale, squeeze tighter from ribs to hips. Find that abdominal wall. Feel those muscles fire on. You can use touch therapy always. It's so helpful to say, hey, am I active? Are there places maybe below my belly button I'm having trouble connecting? You know, you want to take notes on your body and what's going on. So with tailbone tuck position, press through all four corners of each foot and lift. Here we go, hip bridge. And we're just holding. Your eye gaze is down through center chest line, and you're gazing down through each knee. You use your palms as leverage to press the floor away, your shoulders as leverage to press the floor away. Every time you exhale, Mula Bandha draws up, that's your pelvic floor. Uddiyana Bandha draws in. Through each movement today, the motive is to find the deep set core muscles. So a lot of these moves feel like you could just hang out in them and start thinking about your to-do list, but I don't want you to be there. Let's maintain the focus. Connect your mind and body with each breath. And now come up high onto your heels and roll down one vertebrae at a time, noticing each vertebrae. Heels relaxed. Windshield wiper your legs back and forth. All right. Hollow holds. Lift one leg. Tuck your tailbone under. Draw your shoulders down your back. Your lats are engaged and tight, drawing into your hips. So from here, you're going to extend your left leg straight. And here we go. Let's alternate. Every time you exhale, you make sure that the Uddiyana Bandha is engaged. Eye gazes through your thighs. Keep those legs straight, toes pointed. And relax. Nice job. onto your side. From here, you can just rest your head on your hand, all right? And you can bring the top arm and put it in front of your chest to keep you from rolling forward or backward. Now, you're gonna do leg lifts with the top leg. Now, here you can, hopefully you can tell, I'm going at an angle. It's like up and back, okay? So not just straight up and back. You can use touch therapy, use your hands to make sure that your glute medius is turning on. That's what we're getting here. And the entire time you're not dumping the belly. Instead, you're drawing in. Pelvic floor up, Uddiyana Bandha in. Up and back. Up and back. Last one. Good. All right. Top leg crosses over bottom leg. Your toes pointed, and it's down and up. So here, make sure you're truly on the side of your hip to ensure that we're working through the inner thigh. The inner thigh is exactly what should be activated here. Oh, I feel it so much today. Try to reach your toes out long, like you could touch something that's way beyond your toes. Down and up. Good. Now, next we have clamshell. So from here, start with your legs closed, so knees together, thighs together. And from here, you're gonna come up like so, and open, and down. And open, and down. Put your hands on your butt. You're gonna feel your glutes squeeze every time you lift. Abs draw in. Push your hips forward each time you lift. 2. Last one. Nice job. Let's go to the other side. Move my mic around. All right, right here, leg lifts, up and back. So I am leaning forward slightly. And that's okay, you want that. Put some leverage into your fingertips. It's like you're counterbalancing. You know, every time I lift, my glutes are pulling me back one direction, but my fingertips are stopping me from falling forward, so they're working together to make this movement happen. Last one. Good. And then bring your leg in front of the bottom one, and we start lifting here, inner thigh lifts. Jane Fonda, we've seen this stuff before, it works. Inner thighs, here we go. Ooh, you're trying to reach what's beyond your toes. Four, 3, 2, 1, nice job, clamshell. Bend your legs, bring them together, and come up on your forearm. Make sure your shoulders and your hips are in one line. And here, we lift up like so. Drawing the abs in each time. This is one of my favorite moves. I am 3 years postpartum at this point, and I still use this move in my weightlifting practice to strengthen my glutes. You know, you're gonna be using this workout probably for the rest of your life. You wanna come back to the basics, engaging these intercostal muscles. You know, probably like once a month would be good on top of whatever training you're doing in addition to this. Now, lay down onto your stomachs, interlace your fingers and place your forehead on your fingers. All right, from here, I want you to completely relax your head and neck. Feel all of the weight of your head and neck melt into the ground. Your toes are together, heels pointed out to the side, shoulders are dropped away from your ears. Good. Now, with your upper body anchoring down, bring your legs together and marry them like a mermaid tail. Quads draw up off the ground. You can feel your hips, right and left, press into the ground, and then lift that tail, that mermaid tail up. From here, open the legs and then close. Open and close. So in fact, snap your inner thighs together each time you come to close. And feel Mula Bandha draw up each time you bring your thighs together. It's more about the thighs coming together than the heels. Keep the weight in your forehead and lower down. Nice work. Hands on either side of your chest. Squeeze your elbows into your waistband and lift for cobra. Quads are off the ground. You're lifting up and out. Lower slightly, do a hand check. See how high you can hold yourself on your own. Place your hands back down and then take yourself a little bit higher than where you were. Breathe. And let it go. Nice job. Bring your right forearm in front of your chest like so. And then reach your left arm back, grab hold of the inside of your foot, and press your hips down into the ground, but use your strong legs to kick up, single leg bow. Keep your shoulders in one line, glutes fire on, and breathe. Nice job. Left arm comes in front of your chest like so. Reach around to grab the inside of your foot with your right hand and single side bow this side. Allow your chest to open. But you do energetically want to continue to pull your shoulders in one line. Hips press into the ground. Can you get higher? Try. And let it go. Nice job. Interlace your fingers and relax your forehead down. Heels on the outside, toes on the inside. Just relax. Now, come to table position on all fours. Had to put my hair up because I'm getting hot. All right, come to table position on all fours. Your knees are directly under your hips. Your hands are directly under your shoulders. And here, I want you to round for angry Halloween cats. And then exhale, lift your chest, cow. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Exhale. This time finding a neutral position for your spine and reaching the right arm forward, left leg back. Now make spinal balance about engaging the muscles between your shoulders and your hips. Don't really worry so much about your arms and your legs. Instead, with each exhale, draw your shoulders away from your ears. Keep your lats in their pockets and connected to your waistline. Draw your abs in. Good. Now, bring elbow to knee, and then back out, and lower down. All right, find that stability again. And here we go, extending left arm straight, right leg back, and you're continually pulling your left shoulder away from your earlobes. Drawing ribs to hips. Eye gazes forward, beyond your fingertips. Every time you exhale, you're trying to find Mula and Uddiyana Bandha. Mula Bandha draws up, Uddiyana Bandha draws in. And now round, exhaling. And then inhale, reach. And exhale, lower. Nice. Now, tuck your toes under and hover your knees over your mat. Feel this contraction. It makes the abs turn on. Pause here. And then press back, down dog. Heels to mat, chest to thighs. Inhale, come forward to hover. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, hover. Exhale, down dog. Last time, inhale, hover. Exhale, down dog. Good. Now come back to table. And here we tailbone tuck. Tuck your tailbone under, press it out. Tuck it under, press it out. Just feel what this is like. My shoulders are not moving at all. This is not cat-cow. This is just pelvic tilting, right? Just the hips are moving. Press it out. Tuck it under and hold, hold, hold. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Then extend your right leg, and then extend your left leg. And let's do the same thing here. Tucking under, pushing out. Tucking under, pressing out. Tuck it under and hold. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Sit back on your heels and relax in a hero's pose. Here, I want you to keep your eyes open and find one spot ahead of you to gaze at. And let your entire eye gaze soften around that one focal point. Be completely still. Okay, now we're going to go into matrix. So come to the center of your mat. You're still going to be in a kneeling position in hero's pose. But here I want you to energetically draw your inner thighs together and up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your knees together. Squeeze your big toes together and keep that contraction going. Keep it strong. All right, from here, you're going to bring your arms up to shoulder height. And my fingers are like blades, as you can see. My arms are very tight. Now I'm pulling my shoulders back into my back body and drawing my shoulders away from my ears, tucking my tailbone slightly and charging my abdominal wall on. From here, I'm lifting up, pushing my inner thighs forward, and then coming back again. Here I am, pushing my inner thighs forward, pubic bone forward. But more than the pubic bone, it's the inner thighs. The inner thighs are what want to be turned back on. So try to feel them turn on here. Exhale as you come up. Again, drawing your shoulders away from your earlobes and keeping those lats plugged into your back body. Here we hold, hold. Now, draw back, 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 back. And come up, shoulders over the knees again. All right, here we go again. Drawing back, 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 back. And bring your shoulders up over the knees. Now what you don't want to do is break your core here. Keep everything in a straight line from shoulders to hips to knees. Keep it all in one line. And bring it up. When you come up, it's going to feel like someone's pulling your hands. Wouldn't that be nice? Up into this position. Back, 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 back. Retracting. Come on, inner thighs, keep them on. And then up. This time we go back and hold. Now tap behind your toes and swivel through your waist. Come on, thoracic spine, wake it up. Be nice and long through your torso. Last one. And sit back on your heels, relax. This is probably one of the hardest sequences in all of Unbreakable Core right here. But totally let it go. Again, that breath. Last breath, and we repeat. Bring your arms up, they're straight. Your fingertips are like blades. Pull your shoulders back and down. Here we go. Inner thigh squeeze forward. Every time I come up, I'm closing my ribs to hips a little bit more. And hold. Here we go back. And bring it up. Pressing the tops of your feet into the ground. Back, 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 back. And draw it up. Ooh, this is gonna really shape the front of your legs. Not just your core. Back and
stabilize the core here, squeeze tightly through the transverse abdominal wall, and twist. Twist. This is your last one. And sit back, relax. And nice job. You can even pound out your legs like so. All right. Now, you can sit facing me, legs out wide. Those are my leggings there. All right. Toes pointed. Draw your femur bones in and around. Don't worry about how wide you can get your legs. Here, you're going to frame one of your legs and bear down through your hands, and you're like just put some pressure there. Round your back. This is one of the few times I'll tell you to C curve your back, round it out, and lift. Can you hold? C. Okay. Now go to the other side and lift. Can you hold? If you can't hold on either one of the legs or on both, make a note of it. All right. And you're going to do these bandha checkups. These muscles are connected to the bandhas. Okay. You're going to do these once a week, and you'll get better over time. For those of you who can do it, go ahead and start pulsing with me. On one side. Last one. And here we go, opposite side. Good. And eventually, you guys are going to put your hands on either side of your pubic bone and then low back, and then lift, float. Good. And then you'll check the opposite side. Lifting and floating. And relax. Nice job. You can bring your legs in and start to wiggle it all out. Let's go ahead and make our way onto our backs for a dead bug. Okay, here we're coming back to the beginning by placing, by lying on our back and placing our feet flat on the floor, and this engagement again, pressing the thoracic spine into the mat. Now from here, bring your knees up so that they are hovering right over your hips. Now heels are in line with my knees too. Then bring your arms up and have them hovering over your shoulders. Now where's that thoracic spine? Try to find it again. Imagine my fingertips underneath your mid-spine and me asking you to press into them, because that's what I do in my personal training appointments, right? So I force you guys to keep that abdominal wall contracted. Now if at any point throughout this movement you feel you've let go of the abdominal wall, you'll notice because you'll be bulging, then come out of the movement. Now let's start basic by just lowering one arm to the ground and then bringing it up. The opposite arm to the ground, bring it up. All right, leg. See what happens to your abdominal wall when you extend that leg. You don't have to go this slow, and bring it up. Opposite leg, bring it up. A challenge here being maintaining the knee alignment over your hips as you continue to move throughout this movement, okay? So now I'm going to do opposites, arm and leg. You can see my knee is coming forward. Keep it over that hip bone. Here I am. And then come back through center. And switch. Exhale as I lower down. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale up. Now I really can feel my core muscles working from shoulders to hips as I do this movement. And that's what you want to focus on. Drawing in each time you bring the leg and arm up. And I can feel my back body press into the floor beneath me. One more each side. Nice job. Now, cross your legs, or actually, let's leave them uncrossed for now. I want to do a stretch with you before I take you into the next phase. Bring your knees into your chest. Try to grab hold of either one of your elbows. This is from Bikram yoga. So my legs, again, are not crossed, my ankles are not crossed. But I'm going to use my bicep strength to pull my knees into my chest, driving my shoulders away from my ears. My eye gaze is down through center chest line and through my knees. With each exhale, I draw my knees in closer to my chest, concaving the lowest part of my belly I can find. Eye gaze again through the knees so that
cervical spine is flat, the thoracic spine is on the ground, and eventually your low back will be on the ground too. So with each exhale, as you pull more, you're going to try to push your low back more into the ground. A few more breaths of compression, making space in the spine, all throughout the spine, and release. Now cross your legs, and if you can, come up, place your hands on the ground, and press back, down dog. Hold 5 breaths. Every time you exhale, you're trying to push your chest through to your thighs. Draw your quads up into your hips to open up your hamstrings. Good. Inhale, hover into plank. Exhale, down dog. Again, hovering into plank with my tailbone tucked under. Exhale, press back, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, this time tap right wrist to left ankle. And come back to plank. And tap opposite side. Come back to plank. Now, this twist is coming through my thoracic spine. Exhale as you twist. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, twist. Come forward. All right, keep pulsing. Lifting your hips high. Good. Inhale, right leg steps through, back knee bends, come up for a nice stretch. You can keep your hands on your thighs here. Keep pushing your hips forward. In this case, I've got my right foot forward, so my left hip is pushing forward and my right hip is drawing back so that they maintain their alignment. Place your hands on your thigh, or you can bring them overhead for a stretch. Good. Hands come down on either side of your hamstring. Draw your right hip bone back and fold over that leg. And now press your left hand down, stretch. Good. Keep pushing your big toe forward, drawing your right hip bone down, and breathe into your side body. Nice job. Pivot toward me. Heels on the outside, toes on the inside, wide forward fold. Any variation you like. Grab hold of the back of your head. This feels nice. Making the cervical spine long. And draw your quads up into your hips so the hamstrings will open. Walk your hands around the left foot. Drop your right knee and come up for your stretch. Using your hip flexors. Good. Frame that left foot and kick it back, rounding over. Relaxing your head down. Just breathe. With your big toe engaged, quads pulled into your hips, twist. Right hip forward, left hip back. Nice job, come back through center. Forward fold. This time you can grab hold of the outside of your legs, keeping a glue going on between your shins and your forearms. Now, bear down, bend your knees if you need to, and then exhale, try to draw your forehead to the invisible line that runs between your big toes. Drawing your shoulders down your back, pulling your quads up into your hips so that you can open your hamstrings more. Last breath. Nice job. Make your way over to the front of your mat and see if you can sit down slowly and with control. Good. Now, last but not least, we have crow pose. And this is the pinnacle pose of the whole Unbreakable Core program. Remember, this workout today is a sample of all of the workouts in Unbreakable Core. The pinnacle pose, again, is crow pose. So it's an inversion and it requires deep intercostal muscle strength in order to pull it off, all right? So you gotta find those bandhas to become light enough to balance yourself on your hands. So place your hands shoulder distance apart. I like, my pointer fingers are pretty much in line with my shoulders. However, people are gonna vary based on their structure and their body, all right? So play around with what works for you. Now,
your knees find your triceps, and you want to get as high up toward your armpits as you can possibly get. All right, and then you come forward and make a 90-degree angle with your arms. And here, guys, I just want you to hold one leg up and breathe. Every time you exhale, try to find the bandhas more. Good, come back down. All right, now, what were you looking at? Could you steady your eye gaze the way that we were practicing in Hero's Pose earlier on? What you want to do is relax your eye gaze around one focal point. So find one spot to look at, and then relax your eye gaze around it. Let's go again. Here we go. And this time you take the opposite leg and draw it up. And come on down. Nice job. You're going to do this for about 5 minutes every day. Just practice for about 5 minutes. All right, wiggle out your hips a little bit. This time, we'll go for the whole thing. Again, it's all about that forward lean. You can place a yoga block in front of your head here. A lot of people do that. It helps them if they're afraid of falling. Although, you know, I do suggest falling a little bit and getting over that fear. Yeah, you're not too far away from the ground. It's hard to do a good amount of damage, you know, when you're this close. But still, it's scary, right? All right, you want to move past that. Plant the hands firmly to the ground. They are your feet, essentially, in this scenario. And then rock yourself forward. Draw one foot up, and then the other foot up. My fingers are steering me. Every time I exhale, I draw the bandhas in. And come down. Shake it out. You want to eventually get your hips super duper high, and you do keep your feet active and controlled. But every time I exhale, I just find the lowest spot on my belly that I can allocate, and I draw that in. And that's pretty much everything when it comes to this pose. All right, let's do this one more time. It's a great indicator of your bandha strength, your Mula Bandha and your Uddiyana Bandha strength. All right, come forward more, lean forward more than you think you need to. And use your strong legs to lift your heels to your booty. And then come down. Nice job. That's it for Unbreakable Core, guys. I hope you enjoy the workouts, and there's links below so you can have access to our Unbreakable Core community. You can come be trained through our online Unbreakable Core Plus community, and you can also buy the ebook Unbreakable Core. All right, I hope you enjoy. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.